medications, or whether you took your meds or if you took too much, to be free of the guilt about shame about having diabetes, as well as being free from what others think about what you eat. Instead, you eat what you want, when you want. You naturally control your blood sugar the way nature intended. You shed pounds of pure fat like clockwork from your belly, arms, hips, waist, and face. You restore your energy, vitality, elasticity of your skin and joints, and turbo boost your sex drive, and you feel younger, healthier, happier, and more energetic than you have in years, even decades. It's time to free yourself from the prison of diabetes once and for all. Does that sound good to you? Then stay right where you are for just a couple more minutes and listen to every single word of this presentation, because I promise you, you can reverse your type 2 diabetes with nothing more than these delicious dressings from your lunch and dinner. Yes, it is really that easy. But of course, I don't want you to simply take my word for it. Elizabeth Rolfe, a 56-year-old nurse from Redmond, Washington, was already a type 2 diabetic and was terrified her condition was becoming worse and she'd have to live with a life of painful insulin shots. Skeptical, she'd decided to try out this trick for herself. Within just 27 days, her blood sugar was back to normal, that of a non-diabetic, leaving her doctor stunned. Plus, she boosted her energy and lost over 17 pounds of stubborn fat in the process, going from this to this. I'm so glad I tried this secret. It's been a life changer for me, and my husband is loving my new body, she said. John Prince from Concord, California, is a 66-year-old retired architect. He thought he knew everything about diabetes until he saw this protocol. I was so scared of losing my vision. My mother went blind from diabetes, he said. And since adding these dressings to his lunch and dinner, he was now taking back control over his blood sugar, all while eating whatever he wants. He lost 21 pounds and gone from this to this. For the first time in 15 years, I am type 2 diabetes free. Thank you so much, he said. Okay, in just a few minutes from now, I'm going to reveal the real hidden cause of your uncontrolled blood sugar diabetes and weight gain, and show you the scientific evidence that proves beyond all doubt that your diabetes can be reversed simply by adding these two simple dressings to your current diet. But first, it's time I introduce myself properly. Hello, my name is Eric Whitfield. I'm an iron worker. My wife Kathy and I live in Owego, New York, and I'm 53 years old. We have a son and daughter and 3 awesome grandkids and another one on the way. I've been a hardworking guy all my life, scaling skyscrapers and even done some ship fitting in my day. Believe it or not, I was even part of the cleanup crew sent to the ground zero after 9/11. With the exception of hearing Kathy was minutes away from a potentially fatal coma at that time, I spent at the remains of the World Trade Center was the hardest thing I'd ever done in my life. Words are just so inadequate to try and share with you what I saw and felt during those long, awful days. You really understand what it means to come under attack. And do you know something? That's happening to our bodies each and every day. We're all under vicious attack from an enemy that cares nothing for us. That's forcing diabetes upon us, each and every person on Earth, no matter their age, race, or situation. Fortunately for you, a bizarre chain of events handed me the weapon I needed to defeat this invisible diabetes causing toxin for good and save my wife's life. And it will do the same for you too. So how did I do it? Well, right now I have a very personal and embarrassing story to tell you, which begins almost 5 years ago. Up until then, frankly, my ignorance about diabetes could have filled Yankee Stadium. We were your average, happily married 40-somethings, enjoying life, and like the majority of people, taking our health for granted pretty much every day. I'm just a metal junkie. What did I know about diabetes? I was hardly ever sick a day in my life. Kathy began to complain more often about low energy and dizziness, until one cold January morning when we received the news that would change our lives forever. My wife was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Kathy was shocked. We all were. I mean, she was barely over 40 years old at the time. She'd been an all-star track athlete in her teens, an athlete her whole life. It was one of the things that made